These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Frank 26. Says, if you were the board of BP, British Petroleum, and you're about to sign a massive oil deal with Iraq, are you seriously going to sign it at 1310? You never signed it before. Show me something you've signed in the last 20 to 30 years with Iraq's oil company. No, they've got their own oil company, don't they? Frank says, BP, why out of nowhere on the 1st of February? If we go past February the 1st and BP still hasn't signed it, what does that tell you? There's a new exchange rate and still they're waiting for it. If the new exchange rate comes out before February 1st, yeah, they'll sign it. Claire article quote, our relationship with America will become stronger with initiative that al-Sudani will announce soon. Expectations of his advisor, quote, Al-Din, the Prime Minister's advisor for foreign affairs, expected Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to announce a pioneering financial initiative that he said could change the business landscape in Iraq and strengthen its relationship with the United States. All right, Walking Stick says President Trump put the world on notice that the American dollar will be the reserve currency of the world with or without you. Trump protects the United States dollar and the IQD. Our military forces have poured into Iraq from one area to refortify what we have. Why? To protect the reforms, to protect the currency. Trump was saying, I'll take your oil, but I'm going to drill. Therefore, I'll take a new exchange rate for the IQD that I have in my reserves and deal, or no deal. Militiaman says, after 21 years, Article 140 looks to be completed to me. This is a major sign that Iraq is going to get the people their purchasing power. Oil going to flow next. Electricity is going to be flowing. There's no coincidences. The money is going to start flowing. All right, Frank 26 says, we're waiting right now for this parliament to stop acting stupid in the sense of passing the laws. Passing the Amendment 12.2c, that's what we want. That's it. It'll open up the budget and expose a lot. That's what these banks in the Middle East have been told, in my opinion, that they're on pins and needles. The next step of the monetary reform process is going to affect every bank on this planet, every bank that is involved in exchanging foreign currency, and they all know it. Why do you think the U.S. Treasury is meeting all over the place? They are in pins and needles waiting for this to happen. Sampson article quote, Iraq on the threshold of an economic renaissance. Al-Sudani's advisor reveals plans for the next stage. All right, Mark Z via PDK says, think about everything on the plate of the new U.S. Secretary right now. U.S. has a freeze on money and they're scrambling because the last administration spent 30% of our budget in just 19 days. But for some reason, just 9 days into the new administration, in his first few days as Treasury Secretary, Mr. Besant's U.S. Treasury team is off to the Middle East into Iraq, a country with an almost worthless currency according to worldviews. We know better and the Middle East knows better, but for some reason it's a priority to have the U.S. Treasury over there. I'll let you guys figure out why, but it will tell you how close we are now, in my opinion. Sandy Ingram says, we learned the state-owned Iraqi Midland Oil Company said it had discovered huge oil reserves in East Baghdad oil field. Quote, the new discovery is expected to add more than 2 billion barrels to Iraq's oil reserves. Sandy Ingram says Iraq is floating on oil. According to previous surveys by the U.S. government, there is much more oil to be discovered in Iraq. All right, Claire has an article quote, between economic experts, warnings, and government denial, the value of the Iraqi dinar is at stake. Quote, the Iraqi government has any intention to reduce the value of the dinar against the dollar, despite rumors indicating upcoming measures to confront economic pressures and challenges in the international market. Any change in the exchange rate during the current stage or within 2025 budget schedules will lead to negative results, and that is why the government is committed to strengthening the current rate. The point of this article is that they will not devalue. Rumors are being squelched. In my opinion, these economists are not GOI officials. Lastly, Frank 26 is back in November. We noticed that banks stopped saying it was a scam. In December, they still said we're not saying it was a scam. The first week of January, banks kind of shut down. They became silent, leave me alone. That was an interesting pattern because they were acting that way.